Hey kids! Hey! Grandma here. Grandma Patty Ann. Hi Layla and Levi and Kyle and Ava and Connor and Carter and everybody else who's out there watching today. Welcome to another story. Today's story is called A Pocket for Corduroy. Make sure you have your mom or dad or older brother or sister check below this video because I'll have a link where they can get the instructions for making this for you out of construction paper or cardstock if they have it. Or if you have a printer, you can just print out the pieces and you can color these pieces and then glue them together so that you can make your very own corduroy. And here's his little pants and his little pocket that he's going to have. So anyway, let's get started with the story. A Pocket for Corduroy by Don Freeman. Late one summer afternoon, Lisa and her mother took their laundry to the laundromat. As always on such trips, Lisa carried along her toy bear, Corduroy. See? Doesn't he look a little bit like this guy? Corduroy. The laundromat was a very busy place at this hour. Now, Corduroy, you sit right here and wait for me, Lisa said. I'm going to help with our wash. Corduroy waited patiently, then suddenly perked up his ears. Lisa's mother was saying, "Be sure to take everything out of your pockets, Lisa dear. You don't want your precious things to get all wet and soapy." "Pockets?" said Corduroy to himself. "I don't have a pocket." He slid off the chair. "I must go find something to make a pocket out of," he said, and began to look around. First he came to a big pile of fancy towels and washcloths, but nothing was the right size. Then he saw a huge stack of colorful clothes in a laundry bag. "There ought to be something in there to make a pocket out of," he said. Without hesitating, he climbed inside the bag, which was filled with pieces of wet laundry. The dampness didn't bother Corduroy in the least. "This must be a cave," he sighed happily. "I've always wanted to live in a dark, cool cave." When the time came for Lisa to fetch her bear, he was gone. "Oh, Mommy!" she exclaimed. "Corduroy isn't here where I left him." "I'm sorry, honey," said her mother, "but the laundromat will be closing soon and we must be getting home." Lisa was reluctant to leave without Corduroy, but her mother insisted. "You can come back tomorrow," she said. "I'm sure he will still be here." As they left, a young man wearing an artist's beret, that's his hat, was taking his wet laundry out of a bag, the very bag Corduroy had discovered. Before he knew it, Corduroy was being tossed together with all the sheets, shirts, shorts, and slacks inside the dryer. But just as the artist was shutting the glass door, Corduroy tumbled out onto the floor. "How in thunder did that bear ever get mixed up with my things?" the artist wondered. Poor Corduroy was damp all over. "The least I can do for him is give his overalls a good drying," said the man thoughtfully. He unbuttoned Corduroy's shoulder straps and put his overalls in the dryer. Corduroy grew dizzy as he watched the clothes spinning round and round, but the artist became inspired. "This would make a wonderful painting," he said, as he took a sketch pad out of his pocket and began drawing the swirling colors. "I can barely wait to get back to my studio." Finally, the dryer stopped whirling, and the man gathered up all the clothes. Then he helped Corduroy put on his warm, dry overalls. All at once, the manager of the laundromat called, "Closing time! Everybody out!" Corduroy was gently placed on top of a washing machine. "I wonder who that bear belongs to," said the artist as he was leaving. "Seems to me he should have his name someplace. He's too fine a fellow to be lost." As soon as the lights were turned off, Corduroy began his search again. He was surprised to see something white glowing in the dark. "Maybe it's snow," he said excitedly. "I've always wanted to play in the snow." He accidentally tipped over the open-lidded box, and suddenly he was covered with soft, slippery soap flakes. Gradually, Corduroy began to slip and slide. "Oh, what fun," he said with a smile. "I've always wanted to ski down a steep mountainside." He landed paws first in an empty laundry basket. "This must be a cage," he said, peeking through the bars. "I've never wanted to live inside a cage like a bear in the zoo." But by now Corduroy felt drowsy, and soon he nodded off to sleep. Next morning, when the manager came to open the door of the laundromat, there was Lisa waiting. "I left something here yesterday," she explained. "May I look around?" "Certainly," said the manager. "My customers are always leaving things." Lisa searched under the chairs and in back of the washing machines when she heard the manager call to her, "Is this what you're looking for, señorita?" "Yes, yes, he's my best friend," shouted Lisa as she came running. She reached in and picked Corduroy up out of the basket. "So this is where you've been, you little rascal," she said. "It's time I took you home." Lisa thanked the manager and ran out the door and down the street, holding Corduroy tightly in her arms. "I thought I told you to wait for me," she said. "Why did you wander away?" "I went looking for a pocket," Corduroy said. "Oh, Corduroy, why didn't you tell me you wanted a pocket?" asked Lisa, giving him an affectionate squeeze. That very morning, Lisa sewed a pocket on Corduroy's overalls. "And here's a card I've made with your name on it for you to keep tucked inside," she said. "I've always wanted a purple pocket with my name tucked inside," said Corduroy as he and Lisa nuzzled noses. And that's the end. And here again is the corduroy I made out of construction paper with a purple pocket and a note inside that has his name on it. Again, your parents can download this down below this video, or they can go ahead and print this for you so you can color Corduroy's purple pocket and the rest of the pieces and then glue them onto your corduroy bear outline that you cut out. And this shows the colors that you use. But of course, you're welcome to change them. So thanks a lot for joining me, kids. I hope you enjoyed this story and you'll come back again next time or rewatch this one. Thank you. Bye-bye.